Hi, today I want to go over how to fill out a motion to modify, extend, or terminate your personal protection order. Um, you can find that document on Eve's website. Eve is the organization that runs the Personal Protection Order Office, and it's an organization that provides shelter to and support for victims of domestic violence and sexual assault. Our homepage, let me just get back to it, is eveinc.org. So that's eveinc.org. My computer's being a little bit slow. There we go. So there's the homepage. To find personal protection order paperwork, including the motion to modify, extend, or terminate a personal protection order, you can just hover your mouse over Services and then scroll down underneath Personal Protection Order Office, PPO Forms. And then when you're on that page, if you go down to the bottom left-hand corner, General Paperwork for all personal protection orders, the very last link you can click on is a motion to modify, extend, or terminate a PPO. This is all one form, and you're going to tell the judge, the court, in that form which motion you're filing. So if you scroll to page 3, that's the page you're going to fill out. It's just a one-page form. If you are going to submit this form in person or email or fax, right now during the coronavirus, you're allowed to submit paperwork through email or fax to the court. What you're going to submit is pages 3 and 4. You're not going to do anything with page 4 right now except for turn it in. Okay, so up at the top of page 3, you're going to start up at letter A, and that's the case number. So every personal protection order petition that's filed gets a case number as soon as you file it. You should be able to find that case number up at the top right-hand corner of any of your PPO paperwork. So I'm just going to make up a number. It's not required, but if you want to put the judge's name as well, for example, Honorable, HON period, and then put the judge's last name, you can do that too up in that corner. Letter B is going to be the party's information. Now, one thing to just keep in mind here is the parties' names always stay in the same place. So even if you are the respondent in the personal protection order and now you're filing a motion, in that case, you don't put your name as the petitioner. You're still the respondent. So whoever filed for the PPO is going to be the petitioner. And the petitioner's information. Homer lives in Springfield, I believe. All right. And the respondent is the person who is the subject of the PPO. So put that person's information down to the extent that you have it. Maybe you don't know, maybe you're the petitioner filing a motion in this case, and maybe you don't have that person's address, for example, but if you do, put it down. And then letter C, you're going to want to put down the date that the PPO was granted. So you can find that date on the personal protection order itself. Make sure you're looking at the actual personal protection order, not the petition for a personal protection order. So the PPO will have the judge's signature on it. If it's a domestic PPO, it will have the judge's signature on page 2. If it's a non-domestic PPO, it will have the judge's signature on page 1. And you can find the date that the judge signed it, next to the judge's signature, or up at the top of your PPO, it should have that same date on it. Okay. So we'll just say this was filed on February 1st, 2020. Or I'm sorry, not filed, but granted on February 1st, 2020. So D2, that's where you're going to state what type of motion are you filing right now. So maybe you are Ned Flanders, you are the respondent, and you're asking the court to conduct a hearing to modify the PPO, or maybe you're asking the court to conduct a hearing to terminate the PPO. If you are the respondent filing a motion to terminate the PPO, you have 14 days from the date that you're served with the personal protection order to file this motion. So you have this 2-week window in which to file a motion to either modify or terminate the personal protection order that was granted against you. And again, that 2-week clock begins the day that you're served with the PPO. If you are filing outside of that 14-day window, you have to be able to show good cause for why you're filing outside of the required time frame. And good cause is up to the judge to determine. Do you have good cause for filing late? The judge will make that call. But you have to provide some explanation. So down here, first, explain why you want the order modified or terminated in this case. And then, if box 2A is checked, the respondent must show good cause if the order was issued either after a full hearing, because that's when you receive notice of the PPO, if it was granted after a full hearing that you had notice and an opportunity to be at, or if, again, more than 14 days has passed since an ex parte order was served. All right, so that's 2A. And then the petitioner, in this case, Homer might also use this form. Petitioner could check box 2B if they wanted to ask the court to conduct a hearing to modify the order. So maybe add additional protections or take some protections away. And then again, in this section here, they would want to explain why they want the order modified. Or maybe you are the petitioner and you are asking the court to either extend your order or terminate your order. So if you're getting close to your expiration date, which you can again find toward the bottom of your PPO, again, page 2 if you're looking at the domestic PPO, or page 1 if you're looking at a non-domestic PPO. So if you're getting close, and we usually say maybe a couple of weeks to up to a month before the PPO is set to expire, you might want to ask the court to extend your order. So you're asking that the PPO remain in effect for a longer period of time with a new expiration date set further out. So you can ask the court to extend your order. And then also something that's very important to know when you're filing a motion to extend your PPO is that you have to file that motion at least 3 days before the PPO is set to expire. And then, so what you want to do is you want to just, look at a calendar, look at what is your expiration date, and then count 3 days back from that. And that would be the last day you could file for the extension of your PPO. So in this case, let's say I'm just going to pull up a calendar on my my phone. If Homer Simpson's PPO was going to expire on April 29th, 2020, then let's say April 30th, 2020. I would count back the 29th, 28th, 27th. So he has to file his motion to extend no later than Monday, April 27th, 2020. But let's say his PPO is set to expire on April 29th, 2020. So I count back 3 days, 28, 27, 26. That would be his last day to file, would be Sunday, April 26th. However, obviously, he will not be able to file a motion to extend the PPO on Sunday because the court is closed on Sunday. So in reality, his last day to file his motion to extend his PPO will be Friday, the Friday before that Sunday, and that's Friday, April 24th, 2020, if you're looking at the calendar too. Okay. And then again, explain why you want the order extended. So it gives you a little bit of space here to say why you want it extended. Or perhaps you're the petitioner wanting to terminate the order early before the expiration date. So you can file a motion to terminate the order by checking box 2C in that terminate box. And then again, explain why you want the order terminated. So that's D2. E3, you are going to leave blank unless you are a next friend and you are filing this motion on behalf of the person that you are the next friend for. So you should already know if that's relevant to your situation or not. Minor children need next friends, and then also legally incapacitated adults need next friends. But otherwise, if that's not the situation, leave E3 blank. And then you are going to date and sign down at the bottom here. Or I'm sorry, in the middle for F. And then also H, go ahead and just date and sign. Not all of those motions might require a date and signature down at the bottom of this motion, but just go ahead and do both. It doesn't hurt anything. Okay. I'm noticing too on this form that right now that signature section is not fillable, and that's really because usually the court is not accepting electronic signatures. However, during the coronavirus, the court has been accepting electronic signatures. So if you wanted to, or if you needed to, if you can't print this form out and scan it back in, or if you can't print it out and don't want to head over to the courthouse to turn it in, which is completely understandable right now, then what you would need to do is probably save this document as a PDF and then use you should be able to either type in or use like a pen, kind of a drawing function through the PDF program to sign your name on that form. So, and then how you save as a PDF seems to vary a little bit, maybe by what kind of browser you're using. I know at least what I've been able to do on using Safari is I will hit print and then print, pretend I'm going to print off the pages that I need, which in this case would be pages 3 and 4 of this document. And then I would go to PDF and I would click Save as PDF. And then once you've saved it somewhere on your computer, again, there should be like a pen function or a way to type in. So that's how I would save it as a PDF to be able to do an electronic signature. Let me just show you. I'm just going to do it in the date box right here. So yeah, I mean, you type in the date, but to do an electronic signature right now, you'll do /s/ and then you'll type your name. So that's what the electronic signature is going to look like right there. All right, so I hope this answers any questions you have about filing a motion to modify, extend, or terminate your PPO. Thanks.